Entering the 8th season under head coach Brett Walk, the Mountain View Buffaloes boast 2 titles and 4 trips to the state championship over the past 7 years, including 2 consecutive title appearances in 2017 and 2018. 2019 sees many of last year's core back, and make no mistake, this year's Buffs have only one thing in mind.
Well, I came to my mountains.
Mountain View football is live for another season on mylocalradio.com. Join us as we take you inside the huddle and across the state as the Bridger Valley's exclusive video broadcast partner. From Mountain View and Lyman to Pinedale, Graybull, and beyond, mylocalradio.com has you covered. With the opening kickoff rapidly approaching, let's head to the booth and join the voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes, Jake Hibbard.
Halfway there, well, at least for the regular season, the Mountain View Buffaloes are 4-0 at the midway point. As we welcome you into homecoming afternoon, Mountain View has outscored its opponents 175-6 to this point, and it shows no sign of slowing down. Week 5 brings Pinedale and first-year head man Clay Cundle's double wing offense into town, and Pinedale at 2-2 is looking to pull off an upset that would reverberate around the state. Jake Hibbard joining you on a windy fall Friday. Mountain View, Pinedale, when we return on this First Bank presentation of Buffs football on mylocalradio.com. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Yeager's Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Yeager's Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Yeager's Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports.
Welcome back to the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show. I'm Jake Hibbard, bringing you through this pregame coverage leading up to homecoming afternoon in Mountain View against the Pinedale Wranglers. Yeager's Auto Body, located on 360 West Flaming Gorge Way in Green River. It's serving all of southwest Wyoming and beyond, actually. Yeager's Auto Body is as good as it gets when it comes to auto repair, and proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman Athletics. When we come back, we will take our first look at tonight's contest, the 2-2 Pinedale Wranglers against the undefeated 4-0 Mountain View Buffs, hosting this homecoming contest tonight. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football, live and online at mylocalradio.com with the simulcast on KNYN 99.1 FM.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome back to the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show as we have gale force winds coming out of the west as we approach a 3 o'clock kickoff. The homecoming parade this morning was windy as well. There wasn't quite the sputtering rain that comes and goes as we've seen in the last hour or so, but it set the whole morning up in leading into this afternoon homecoming contest. Mountain View at 4-0, 2-0 in conference play, is coming off of a 35-0 win over Thermopolis a week ago, a game in which Coach Brent Walk said his team could have played a lot better. Pinedale sitting at 2-2, including 2-1 in the conference season, and that's most recently off of a 24-13 victory over Graybull. A Week 1 loss to Lyman, well, that hurts, but Pinedale's done what they can to make up for it, and as we take a look at the 2A West standings at the midway point of the season, they've set themselves up in decent position to make the playoffs halfway through. Mountain View in the 2A West atop at 2-0, and then we have Big Piney Lyman, and Pinedale all sitting at 2-1. Of course, Lyman holding the tiebreaker over Pinedale at the head-to-head victory. Then Lovell's there at 1-1, 3-2 overall, including the 0-week contest. Grable at 0-2, and Kemmer at 0-3 in the conference standings. So if the playoffs started today, which of course they do not, we're only halfway through, it would be Mountain View, the 1 seed, then Big Piney, Lyman, and Pinedale, the other 3 to make the playoffs in one form or another. This one has Big Piney at the top, then Lyman, and then Pinedale. I know Lyman at least has that tiebreaker over Pinedale. Lyman and Big Piney yet to take on each other. 34.5 minutes before the start of this contest, let's take a look at some other contests happening around the state. Yesterday, Lyman defeated Star Valley's JV 22-13. That gives them another win on the season out of conference, and they're done with non-conference games for the year. Four conference games left to close out the season. In the 2A level, we have at 2 o'clock just starting. Lovell is at Big Piney. That's number 4 versus number 5. Pinedale, of course, being hosted by Mountain View right here. And Kemmer is at Grable. That game is set to kick off in about an hour and a half from now in Grable at 4 p.m. Number 3, Thermopolis. They actually move up a spot in the standings after losing 35-0 to Mountain View yesterday, or last week, I should say. They're at Wheatland with a 6 o'clock kickoff, and Glen Rock is at Burns for a 7 o'clock kickoff. And that in interclass action, 2A Newcastle is at 1A Lusk, 6 o'clock kick for that contest. That's it for us. We'll send it now back to break, and you're listening to the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show presented by First Bank. First Bank presentation of Mountain View Buffs football on mylocalradio.com and online and on the radio at KNY and 99.1 FM.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbard, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lyman Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNY and 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com, or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet, every Wednesday, August through March on KNY and 99.1 FM in Evanston, or online anytime at mylocalradio.com, or of course at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun.
Welcome back to the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show as we lead you up to kickoff at the top of the hour, Mountain View hosting Pinedale. And as we get closer to the opening kickoff of this contest, we'll move along in the pregame show. When we come back, we will hear from Isaac Kiefer. He's the brand new head cross-country coach at Mountain View and doing a fine job with that, setting some records, well, at least his athletes are. And as we know, a coach really helps drive that program forward and up and beyond. So as a new guy, a young guy coming in, trying to do some new things his own way, we'll catch up with him as we get closer to the regional and state meets here in a couple of weeks. So Isaac Kiefer, the head cross-country coach for Mountain View, as we take our weekly look around the valley when we come back on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com, part of the Yeager's Auto Body pregame program.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true.
especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
I've got Isaac Kiefer with me, first-year head coach for the cross-country program in Mountain View. Before we get into the season or anything specifically like that, this is your first season, so how about for everyone out there that would like to get to know you a little bit better, can you tell us your background in cross-country, how you ended up here, all that sort of stuff as we welcome you on to the Mountain View team?
Yeah, so I ran my high school career. I ran high school cross-country and track in Buffalo, Wyoming. I had a pretty solid career in high school, so I was able to run cross-country and track and field at the University of Wyoming, where I did middle distance and then ran for the cross-country team. I've coached football and I've coached track and field. I've coached a few individual state championships or state champions at the 1A level in a smaller school in Wyoming at KC, Wyoming. That's kind of where I got started coaching track and field, and I've made my way to the cross-country program, and I'm very excited about it.
Coming into this season, I'm sure you had a plan for your first year in a new school, taking over for a longtime coach, and tell me what that was and how it's gone, and if there's been any adjustments you've made out throughout the year.
Yeah, so the season's been really great so far. Coach Dozel laid a great foundation for the program, so it was an easy transition for me to step in and kind of take charge of things and rein in a new era here. Some of the big things that we do with the training that we incorporate is a lot of hill work. At least once a week we'll go out to Murray Hill and kind of try and crush them a little bit out on Murray Hill. Both of our postseason races, so our conference races in Lander, and it's got a really long hill in it, and then in Star Valley, the whole course is pretty much rolling hills. So that's one big thing I've tried to incorporate into the program is a lot of hill training, a lot of additional strength training to help those kids get ready for the hill and be successful in the postseason. And moving forward, the goal is just to continue to keep building the program each year, try and get a few more kids, a few more freshmen out for the sport. And it's one of those sports, the more numbers you have, the better. The more depth we can get, the more successful we'll be.
Well, as the years go on, you always hope to see those numbers increase, but as a starting point, where are you sitting at for your number of runners this year?
Right now we have 18 runners, and kind of the bulk of those runners are actually in the freshman class, which is awesome. I'm already kind of seeing an influx come up. Teaching in the middle school is a great opportunity to get some of those kids, recruit them, and get them out. But right now we've got 18 athletes, which is a good starting point. We've got 7 on the girls' team, which is just enough to make a varsity squad, and then we've got 11 on the boys' team.
You talked about how you've done Murray Hill, try to do that once a week. I can kind of see as the Mountain View website has a lot of cross-country practices listed when you go somewhere. It seems like you've really shuffled these runners around to different locales and trying to give them a lot of looks throughout the season. Maybe that's in preparation for a specific meet, or maybe you're doing kind of the same thing every week. How's that all worked?
Part of it is just moving locations around to keep things fresh. Murray Hill's always on there because that's a staple, again, preparing for those postseason races. Sometimes we'll go up to Bridger Lake to do an interval session. Every week we have an interval session, anywhere from 600-meter repetitions to 1,000-meter repetitions. And around Bridger Lake, it's about a perfect 1,000, so sometimes we'll go up there. And then every week we have a long run, try and make that anywhere from 6 to 10 miles, depending on the age of the athlete. And I like to mix it up each week and take them to a different spot so that they don't get too bored of one area specifically. When you're going to be out there running for an hour or more than an hour, it's nice to get up in the mountains and have a little different kind of trail. But the intervals are something that happens every week, sometimes at Bridger Lake, sometimes just in town, and then Murray Hill happens every week. We'll get a tempo and a hill workout on Murray Hill, and then we'll do a long run up in the mountains at a different location, usually every week.
You could not really have two more different courses to finish off the season, from what I understand, in Evanston's meet that you have this Friday, and then with the Fort Bridger meet the following week, a very hilly one and a very flat one. Now, last week you had Travis Harmon get a school record for the best time in the boys at another flat meet in Saratoga, and from what I understand talking to him, you came into the meet telling him that he had a pretty good chance of getting that record.
Yeah, we knew that Saratoga is going to be a quick course, and it's still at high altitude. It's almost the exact same altitude, I think, down to the feet as Mountain View, and so we knew training hard in hills all week that was going to be his best chance to try and meet his big season goal, and that is to go sub-16. And if you can go sub-16, you're going to break that old school record, which is a 16:29. So he ran all on an island. I think the next finisher was about 90 seconds behind him. So I think if he would have had a little competition, he would have gone sub-16 and shattered that record even more. But it was a great course for him to do that. And then Evanston this week will be a great tune-up, getting us ready for those hilly courses at conference and state. And then next week will be a good one to finish out another flat course. Feel good about our times before we go into the postseason.
As you prepare for regionals and state in the coming weeks, do you have to lay off the runners in practice a little bit, or is it kind of the same thing as what you do throughout the season?
Yeah, so this week and next week are two very, very tough weeks. And then at regionals, I back them off a little bit, and then state week I back them off a lot. And we start that taper process the week of conference. The goal is to feel pretty good at conference and then hopefully blow up at state. Tapering is always a tricky thing, making sure your legs feel fresh and all that training paid off. So that's the goal. Next week, at the end of that Fort Bridger meet, that'll be the toughest week of practice, and we're hoping to pop with the tapering on conference and at state.
That's Isaac Kiefer, head coach for the Mountain View Buffs cross-country program. Thank you very much for joining me, and good luck today in Evanston.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Back listening at home, it's time to get ready for the action as we close out the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show next. Isaac has got his girls and boys in Evanston today, and they're set to start their races at the same time we're set to kick off 3 p.m. today. And then next week, the Fort Bridger meet will wrap up the regular season as we get set for Lander and then the state meet at Star Valley. So good luck to the cross-country runners, and thank you to Isaac Kiefer for joining us for the look around the valley. When we come back, we will talk to some more coaches, but we'll switch gears back to the football contest at hand. Coming up next, we will hear from head coach of the Pinedale Wranglers, Clay Kundle. And then a little bit later down the road, we'll hear from Brent Walk, head coach of the Buffs, to close out the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted shops in southwest Wyoming and beyond. And if you've got a car that needs some tending to, either minor or major auto body repair, give them a call at 307-875-2448. That's 307-875-2448. Or go see them at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way in Green River. That's Yeager's Auto Body. And we'll be back with Clay Kundle, head coach of the Pinedale Wranglers, next on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to the Jaegers Auto Body pregame show. Well, at 2-2, the Pinedale Wranglers have a couple of conference wins. Their losses come in opening week 1, 20-12 to Lyman, and then they had a non-conference meeting against Jackson, which ended up being a big blowout in Jackson's favor. So they started off 0-2, but are coming off of 2 straight victories, and both of them in conference play. Most recently, they came away with a conference victory last week over Grable, 24-13. So as far as the playoff positioning goes, after a big loss to Lyman week 1, Pinedale looking all right at 2-1 in the conference standings, about halfway through that conference season as well. Well, when we come back, we'll hear from Clay Kundle and talk about those wins and maybe some of those early season lumps and exactly how he, in his first season of coaching for Pinedale, has his team directed and where he would like to see him grow. We'll return on the Jaegers Auto Body pregame show next on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com with the simulcast on K9 Radio, 99.1 FM.
For nearly 45 years, Jaegers Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Jaegers Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Jaegers Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Jaegers Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports.
I've got Clay Kundle with me, head coach of the Pinedale Wranglers. And first off, let's start off with you are amidst your first year as a head coach in this program after a few years as a defensive coordinator with Pinedale. How has that job gone for you as far as switching from kind of being a coordinator to the head coach? What are some differences, and how's the adjustment been?
You know, I really enjoy it. It's a different side of things for sure. But I'm still very involved with the defense. Coach Bo Utes is a D coordinator this year. We work together a lot on things, and he calls the games, and I love just taking over calling the offense. So it's a different side of the ball, but I really enjoy it a lot.
Now, as far as, let's go back to last week. You had a game against Grable where you got some things working. I was watching back to your first drive, and it was some really big plays starting to string together. What were your overall takeaways from that game?
You know, there was a lot of positives, and there were some things that we got to clean up this week in practice. But up front, we were able to get some good movement. Guys were getting a push. You know, we always tell our guys, give the backs a yard and let them take care of the rest. And we had guys coming off on backers, off their double teams. Just doing a lot of things well that we've been hunting for this first few weeks of the season. So I think it was an indicator of some improvement, but again, still a lot of things we got to be better at.
Something I'm really starting to notice is that at the 2A level, we're seeing rosters where you don't have a whole lot of room for injuries or breaks for guys out there on the field as they go along. There's just not a whole lot of time or room for anything. Now, I had your roster marked at about 23 players. As the season continues on, I have to imagine there can't be really anything more important than keeping your guys healthy out there.
Yeah, I think it's important just the way that you practice, you know, because you got to have practices with, you know, physical integrity to them, but also you can't overwork the guys physically, especially with full speed contact, because, you know, staying healthy is got to be a top priority when you don't have big numbers on your team.
You got a sophomore quarterback in Connor Ziegler, and that's a young time to start out and be a quarterback, but he looks like he's handling the position well, but I'm sure he's got a whole lot of help from some older guys in that offense, whether that's on the line or in the backs, really kind of helping along, who maybe have been there a little bit longer.
Yeah, he's got a decently experienced backfield with him, senior and 2 juniors. and that helps. But he's also really taken on the learning curve, and he's able to overcome a lot of growing pains this year, especially with running the option, and just look for him to improve each week and turn into what he can be.
I was watching your team a little bit against Grable, that you had a couple of wing backs going from side to side, and it always means that the opposing side has to be very disciplined on the defensive side of the ball to not oversell on one end or the other. Why was it that you thought that was the offense that was best suited for this team this year, and how has it developed as the season has gone on?
Well, I think that our offense plays into our strengths or for our players, which try to create a lot of double teams and utilize a north-south run game. As the season goes on, we need to get better with our zone blocking, being better coming off on linebackers, backs, just letting things slow down for them and allowing them to see where the path of the defense is taking them. And then for the quarterback, just as the season progresses, we just need to keep continuing to let it slow down for us, be patient with our reads, make sure that we're ball secure on all plays. And we got kids who are coachable and willing and intelligent, so I think that our offense just fits into our characteristics.
And you were a guy with a defensive background, so let's not leave this interview without talking a little bit about where your defense is, and how that's obviously a very important side, especially when you go up a team like Mountain View, as you do this week, which has got such a high-powered offense. Where do they need to be successful in this week and weeks moving forward as you try to make a playoff push?
I think that most importantly, we just got to be sound with our open field tackling. Our pursuit to the ball, just playing with great effort. And if we do those things, pursue, tackle well in the open space, and get guys running to the ball, creating takeaways, then other things, will take care of themselves. First and foremost, that's always got to be the top priority.
That's Clay Kundle, head coach of the Pinedale Wranglers. Coach, thanks for joining me, and good luck this week.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.
That was Clay Kundle joining us, first-year head coach for the Pinedale Wranglers. Good luck to him and his program as they continue to move forward throughout this season. In just a bit, we'll hear from Brent Walk, head coach of the 4-0 Mountain View Buffs, the number one team in 2A, according to the Wild Preps Coaches and Media Poll. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're getting close to kickoff at the top of the hour. This is Mountain View football presented by First Bank on MyLocalRadio.com. With MyLocalRadio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more. We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the two schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by MyLocalRadio.com. Stay connected.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Back listening at home, it's time to get ready for the action as we close out the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show next with Brent Walk, head coach of the Mountain View football Buffs. After that, it's starting lineups and the opening kickoff right here on mylocalradio.com. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Buffs football.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
I've got Brent Walk, head coach of the Mountain View Buffs, with me, and I want to start things a little bit differently this week because I told at least 2 or 3 people that they needed to get out and watch a Mountain View football game if they could this year, and I found myself given a really weird reason. I said, you got to get there early because the warm-up is really what sets the tone for these games. And when you came over as a coach, was that a conscious decision or a conscious thing of that your warm-ups would be very, I guess, intimidating, methodical, and just to try to lay out the way that your team was going to go out and play a game?
Yeah, we do, again, Jake, we do a lot of things, and we think, we have separators, things that make us different than everybody else. And it's funny you picked up on that, but that's a tradition that we've had, and we've added a little bit of things. I let the kids, we have Mountain View football traditions, and then I also let the kids add some of the stuff that we do. But the ultimate goal is to get our guys prepared for 48 minutes of football, and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, every team's out there getting ready, but there seems to be, I don't know if it's the unity and the intimidation, but it seems like your team is trying to beat their opponent out there 40 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's just getting mentally prepared, to go to battle, so to speak. And one thing that we stress in the football program, that every single time you step on the field, it's for one reason, and that's to play Mountain View football. And whether we're doing warm-ups, I mean, we practice like we play full speed, and whether our warm-ups at practice or in the game, our standard is to get after it, and we get after it in warm-ups. It's pretty fun. The kids absolutely love it.
It was 7-0 after the first quarter, which has been a bit of a slow start comparatively for how the season has gone so far. At what point did you think your team really started to pick it up? And did you see a slow start on the field, or did you just see not the opportunities being there to begin the game?
Well, honestly, so we held them. I think they got a first down on their very first series, and then we just shut them down. And then, to be honest with you, we talk about Mountain View not beating Mountain View. I've been talking about this forever. We have a great return, punt return, and we fumble the ball. So it was just a matter of, getting our offense on the field. I was happy with the way the defense started. I was also happy with the way the offense, but it turned into we got to have our offense on the field to score.
And you leave Ashton Schofield, you send him right back out for punts and kick returns going forward after that fumble. Were you all right with how he reacted after the fumble to say, hey, go back out and try it again?
Yeah, absolutely. I have confidence in all of my players. But, honestly, Jake, maybe going ahead of where we're going to go with this, we didn't play an amazing football. When I came back and broke down the film, and then we had film study on Monday morning, and there's a lot of things that were not acceptable, to tell you the 100% truth. We like to think that we're going to go out and play one style of football, and we're going to execute our assignments. And there was a lot of blown assignments, and especially in the second half. We kind of got stagnant, which that's unacceptable for our offense and or our defense.
Well, I'm sure you've taken that message back to your players by now as you've gone through the film, and as have they. And how did they react to that moving forward as you get ready to take on Pinedale for homecoming?
Yeah, they handled it well, and that's another thing I don't do with these kids, man, is I don't blow smoke, and I don't tell them they're doing great things if they're not doing great things, which most of the time they are doing great things. So, this week, and again, I told you this last week going into the thermometer, Coach McPhee does a great job, and he's a very, very good coach. And so they did some really, really good things, but ultimately it came down to us not completing all the, the assignments and the line. I mean, we were misaligned defensively more than probably we have been in 2 years. So those are simple fixes, but the kids handled it the right way, and they understand that, Mountain View doesn't beat Mountain View, and I've said this, if a team's going to beat us, they're going to have to be a good team, and they're going to have to play very well.
And you stress that it doesn't matter who you play, it's about how your team plays that you're most worried about. But if you talk about misaligning on defense, you never want to be misaligned against a double wing offense like what you'll see this week.
Yeah, I don't care what offense we are. You can't be misaligned on defense. And, and it was just we talk about focus, be where your feet are. And I think when we took the field and the entire trip, everything was good. And then, it just, the wheels, so to speak, kind of fell off. Now, with that said, I don't know how many coaches are not going to be satisfied with a 35-0 win, but the ultimate thing is winning. But we need to make sure we're playing Mountain View football. So, we're going to work on that this week, and, Friday it's going to be taken care of.
Well, one day at a time with a big picture in mind. Coach Brent Walk, another week down Mountain View football coming up with Pinedale this week. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Jake.
Well, that's it. You've heard from the coaches. You've heard our look around the valley. You know what that means. Starting lineups in the opening kickoff when we come back right here in homecoming afternoon, Mountain View, Wyoming. The location, Mountain View Buffs versus Pinedale. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football online at mylocalradio.com with the simulcast on KNY and 99.1 FM.
Entering the 8th season under head coach Brett Walk,
And we're going to keep it right here for a moment as we don't want to miss Mountain View coming out on homecoming, getting a shot of them right now warming up and setting to break through the Buffalo Purple sign to head to midfield. Here they come, homecoming, Friday, Mountain View versus Pinedale. Coming your way in about 3.5 minutes from now, Brigham Blue Mel and Hunter Gross leading the charge, and Gross sticks it in. Midfield, we're ready to play here. Back in 2 minutes. With the opening kick, starting lineups, Pinedale's won the toss and they will receive. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football, live and online at mylocalradio.com with the simulcast on KNY and 99.1 and a collaboration through SVI Media.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Yeager's Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Yeager's Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Yeager's Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports. Do you like following your Mountain View and Lyman athletics when you can't make it to the game? Well, we love bringing it to you. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbard, voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and Lyman Eagles, and I've been traveling around the state of Wyoming and covering high school sports for the better part of a decade. Whether it's covering a big culminating event at the Casper Event Center, calling a tightly contested Mountain View Lyman game, the greatest rivalry in this state, or kicking back and enjoying the views at one of the state's many hidden gems like the ballpark in Cowley, Wyoming, there's a few things I always see. There's officials trying their hardest, coaches sweating it out on the sidelines, and there's always a ton of support for these athletes from the entire community. MyLocalRadio.com would like to take a moment to thank all of its sponsors for making today's video coverage possible. Without all of us working together, none of this could happen. If you would like to support our future video broadcasts of Lyman and Mountain View sports, there's a few ways you can let us know. The first is, you can call our home office in Evanston, Wyoming at 307-789-8116 and let them know that you would like to know more about how you can become a sponsor of Bridger Valley Sports. The other is, you can just come up to me before or after a game and ask for more information. We've got a lot of different tiers of sponsorship and we'll find the perfect one for you. We would love for you to join the MyLocalRadio.com and Bridger Valley Sports family and help us continue to bring these games for years to come. That number again to call for the Evanston office is 307-789-8116. Or just come up and see me at one of the games and let me help you help us. And remember, go Eagles and go Buffs.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
Starting lineups being announced right now as we welcome you back to the home of the Buffs, and they're announcing the Mountain View offense right now. However, by my understanding, as I was watching, Pinedale won the opening toss and are set back to receive. So we'll give you the Pinedale starters on the offensive side to begin this contest here in Mountain View for homecoming night at Clarence B. Lammers Field. At the quarterback position, the sophomore and a captain, 5'8", 134 pounds, Connor Ziegler. And they run a double wing offense, and leading the team in carries is at the top of that formation at fullback. It's Colby White. He is a junior, 163 pounds, 5'10". Wingback Thomas Harnack is 36 carries and 356 yards on the season. He's a senior, 5'8", 152 pounds. At the other wingback, it's Gatlin Eggle. And then at tight end, we have Troy Lader, and at receiver, Caleb Bigelow, Caleb Helm, Skylar Erickson, Carson Gregory, Cade Coville, and Riley Wilson, the starting linemen from left tackle to right tackle. Setting up to kick it away is Tiancum Picola, and they're not even going to try to kick it off of the tee. It's a straight holding today as we've got big winds here, and it's been this way since about 10 a.m. when it was a lineup for the parade. At between 10 and 11, the winds came in. We'll give you the Mountain View defense momentarily. The opening kick is headed toward the south end zone, and that wind is playing a lot of tricks with both teams, rolling out of bounds after being through the hands of Colby White at about the 15-yard line. So it was close to being an onside recovery, but Mountain View can't get there before the ball rolls out of bounds, and we'll start play at about the 15-yard line. Have to see if there was no touch, then it'd be an illegal procedure, and that would move the ball forward. And it went right through the hands of it was either Harnack or White, and it may not have touched him as they're moving it up forward to the 35-yard line. So tackle and Hunter Meeks at nose tackle. Linebackers Jimmy Medler and Kimball Madsen. Strong safety Brigham Blumel and Caleb Knutson at the weak safety. Free safety Ashton Schofield. Under center at one contest where there was no hash marks. Had to play a little at 3:03 p.m. Just 3 minutes after the top of the hour. Second down and 8 to go. They gave him just 2, and that's about it. Brings up third down and manageable, about 6 yards to go.
Bring up third down and 7 yards to go for the Wranglers.
And we will mark it at the 39-yard line, so give him another yard on the carry, a couple there in all. Third down and 6. Ball on the 39-yard line, 2 wingbacks, and the lone receiver out on the far right side is Bigelow. Ziegler calls a man in motion, and Eggle looks back to throw, rolls out to his right, goes medium distance for the first down marker, not quite, and it was intended for Gatlin Eggle at the 43-yard line, and it falls to the right and out of bounds, and probably a 3-and-out to start off this drive. 10:43 as we welcome you into the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. There's some numbers you should have programmed into your cell phone, and 780-3280 is one of them. That's the number that will get you out of a jam as Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor gives his cell phone number out 24/7, so if you ever get stuck on the road, you can call him and have him come pick you up. Seriously, save that number, 780-3280. And the kick was bobbled, and what the heck was that right there as I was looking down there? Had the kick moving forward. And it was recovered by Mountain View at about the 50-yard line. And it's a ruled Pinedale ball. Marked at the 40-yard line, and it was marked as Pinedale ball, saying going, the referee said, Coach Walk having a conversation with the man in the white hat at the moment, and he walks away disgusted. So it must have hit a Mountain View player on the block punt, I guess you call it. And it goes forward, and it's ruled Pinedale ball at the 40-yard line. Well, weird start here in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. As a botched punt goes for about as good a play as Pinedale could ever hope for. They have the ball at the 40-yard line, and they start their second drive, I guess you call it. Well, 1st and 10. Ziegler hands off up to the right side, and that was again too White. Moves around to his right side and got nowhere. Probably lost a yard as mark it back down at the 39-yard line. It's been White carrying all 3 times, and they do mark him back for a yard loss, at least a half one. It's behind the 40-yard line, about midway through between them both hash marks. Pinedale, white jerseys, green pants, orange striping up the sides of the pants, moving from right to left. 2nd down and 11. And under center, handoff to White again, trying to work forward to the. Well, sorry, we were off there for just a bit. I'm going to lower the resolution on my stream here as we were having some issues.
They'll bring up 1st down and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Buffaloes.
As the 3 and out gets a punt now. So back-to-back 3 and outs if you were not sure how much you were able to get there, as we were been jumping on and off here with the video stream coming on. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Handoff to Matson, right side, has it at the 30, cuts around to the 35, going toward the sideline, the 40 to the 43, a gain of 13 on the first play from scrimmage for Kimball Matson. Pick up 13 yards. So they mark the ball, depending on where he was out of bounds, at the 43-yard line, so a gain of 13 indeed on the first play from scrimmage. Again, apologies for dropping off there. Are we back on both on your end too? All right, SVI and My Local Radio doing a collaboration today, and we both got kicked off simultaneously. 1st down and 10 after a 13-yard run from Matson. Walk in the backfield, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff up the middle. A big gaping hole, 50, 45, 35, and say so long. Pull out the old Montgomery Gentry albums because Kimball Matson is gone. Touchdown, Mountain View. From the 43 all the way to pay dirt, Kimball Matson. Matson gets the score, 6-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And the hold by Tiancum Picola. We're going to keep it right here. It's up and in. Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. We're going to keep it right here and try to shore up this stream as we're having some issues. 8:35, Mountain View up 7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True.
A common thread, no matter where you live in Wyoming, is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Welcome back to the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Tiancum Picolas line drives a kick and again heads out of bounds. So Pinedale starts its 3rd drive with a ball placed on the 35-yard line. 2-play drive for Mountain View. Score with 8:35 left and a 57-yard run from Kimball Matson. And we've been having some connectivity issues. I'm hoping that that on my end will be fixed now. We'll see, though. Well, we're running okay for right now. We'll see how that goes. Ball at the 35-yard line. Ziegler under center for Pinedale. 8:35 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first. Harnack goes in motion to the left. Handoff up the middle to White. Makes it way, struggling his way up the middle to the 38-yard line for a pickup of 3 on the first play. Brought down by Jimmy Medler. Get the drive at about 8:25. Ball marked on the 38-yard line. 2nd down and 8 to go. And make it 7 to go. 8:10 as the clock ticks down. 7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Ziegler under center. 2 wingbacks, one either side, White in the full. Hand off to White, up the middle again. Stuffed at the gut. Medler at the front of that tackle. And no gain for the play. 3rd down and 7. Clock ticks under 8 minutes to go. Credit 4 guys on the tackle there. I saw Medler in there at the front of it. They give him no gain on the play, so right between both hash marks, it's at the 38-yard line. And again, Ziegler under center. 1 receiver out to the right side. That's Bigelow, and a timeout taken by Coach Kundle and Pinedale. We'll take one with them back in 30 seconds. 7:22 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Mountain View on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on SVI Media and MyLocalRadio.com.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at well child checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
7-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Ball marked at the 38-yard line, and 3rd down and 7 to go with 7:22 left in the opening quarter. As we welcome you back to Mountain View. Buffs got a big 57-yard run to start things off by Kimball Madsen, and that's always a good thing. Never complain about that. As big play has been the story of the year. Ziegler rolls out to his right side, looking to throw deep, has Harnack down at the 50-yard line, but throws out of bounds. No good. And it's 3 and out for a 3rd straight time for Pinedale. Well, the first play, the first punt was a weird one. It got blocked, and then it rolled forward, and Pinedale fell on it, and they said it was Pinedale ball for one reason or another. Maybe if you hit a Mountain View player after the block would be the only explanation there. And I didn't have a great view on the play, so we have to kind of go with what we could have seen or what was. 2 men back to receive. It's Trevor Sweeney and Ashton Schofield about the 20-yard line. Ball marked on the 38 as back to punt. And kicked and touchdown at the 24-yard line. Picked up by Sweeney. He cuts through looking for some space. Actually, that's Schofield at the 45-yard line and tripped up by the ankles at the 50. He was falling forward. In on the tackle there was Colby White, a junior captain for Pinedale. And the ball will be marked right at about midfield for Mountain View's 2nd drive.
That'll bring up 1st down and 10 for the Buffaloes. Ball's marked at the 50-yard.
70-yard drive on 2 plays for Mountain View the last time they got the football. Now with 7:05 left in the first quarter. Ball marked at the 50-yard line. Shotgun form, 2 receivers either side, 1 back to the right of Walk is Madsen. Schofield comes in receiver in motion, fakes the handoff, Walk up the middle. Straight forward in for a couple of yards. Not too much there for Braden Walk. 48-yard line is where the ball is placed, so a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. 6:50 and ticking away. And Mountain View gets its first run of the day by Braden Walk. Kimball Madsen took care of that with 70 yards on 2 carries. His yard per carry average, Kimball's, is almost at 9 per carry on this season. Walk takes the snap, belt high, looks out right side to Blumel, completes it at the 45. Juke move out to the 40, trying to cut back into the 35, powers through a couple of defenders, and from the 48-yard line, a completion. The first throw of the day for Braden Walk down to Brigham Blumel, down to the 33-yard line for a gain of 15 yards. Brigham Blumel leading the way receiving for Mountain View so far this season. That's his 17th reception of the season. Has 3 touchdowns to go along with that. Ball on the 33-yard line, no huddle offense, 5 receiver set, empty back shotgun. Here's Walk. Has Madsen in motion, fakes it, now keeps it up the middle, walk to the 20-yard line, cuts outside, nothing but real estate, and into the end zone. A 33-yard touchdown for Braden Walk to make it 13-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Clock stops at 5:57, and a 2-play drive for Mountain View is followed up by a 3-play drive for yet another touchdown into the end zone. 33-yard run by Braden Walk, and he was the lone ball carrier on that drive as Madsen took it 2 plays on the first drive. Walk ran for 2 yards, threw for 15 to Brigham Blumel, and then ran for the remaining 33. Tiancum-Picola has the kick. It's up, and it's good. No small feat in this wind. 14-0 with 5:57, just barely halfway through the first quarter on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com and SVI Media.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
33-yard run for Braden Walk to pay dirt to get the score at 14-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Clock stopped at 5:57, and the first touchdown came at 8:35 in that first. So a 3-play drive that goes 50 yards, and the time of possession at about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Make it 1:07. Pinedale setting up for their already 4th drive. All 3 have been 3-and-outs. Tiancum-Picola set up at the 40. He's given the ball to Pinedale at the 35-yard line both drives, and that's been because he's kicked it out of bounds both times, and not so much a fault of his own. It's a very, very windy day out there. Kicks it again, fielded at the 20-yard line by Harnack. He cuts up to the right side looking for sideline. Not going to get too far, maybe about 8 or 9 yards down the line. 14-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard here still in the first quarter. 5:53 left in the first quarter. Ball marked at the 28-yard line. Need to go 62 yards. Make it 72 yards for a score. It's been a search to even get a first down so far for Pinedale going up against the top defense in the league. In Mountain View, Harnack goes in motion. Ziegler under center. Pitch left side to Harnack. There's Brigham Blumel. Swings around and slaps him down to the ground in the backfield for a big loss. Brought him down right near the 20-yard line. Ball marked at the 21. Make it the 22-yard line. A loss of 6 on the carry for Harnack. Mountain View on this season has a ton of tackles for a loss. They lead the league and come into the game with, 30, make it 40-something. Tackles for a loss on the year. I think they had 8 or 9 last week. Left hash mark, Ziegler, ball marked at the 21-yard line. Looks out to his right, Ziegler to throw. Can't get through the pressure, though. Bridger Harris with the sack to bring him down at about 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and another negative play for Pinedale in that Mountain View offense. A sack for Bridger Harris. Moves the ball back to the 19-yard line. Loss of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 17 to go. Need to get the ball out to the 38-yard line. Yeah, 3rd and 24, pardon me. That was before the sack down. The ball marked, actually, that's not at the 19. That's about the 13-yard line. Ziegler hands off right side and running with it. Brought down for about 19 yards, but a fumble in the backfield. Mountain View says they have it. Picked up by Mountain View inside the 20-yard line. Brecken Barnes on the pickup as it was a run there. And the ball got knocked out. Looked like it was a keeper by Ziegler. Got out to the 19-yard line, but that ball came out. So Mountain View takes over on the 19-yard line. 4:21 left in the first quarter. First and 10 for Mountain View. Ball on the 19-yard line. Walk in the shotgun. Has Sweeney in motion to the left. Fakes the handoff to Sweeney, and then Walk keeps it up the left side. 10-5, touchdown, Mountain View. 19-yard play for the score. Another one-play drive for the Buffs. So their drives so far have gone 2 plays, 3 plays, and then 1 play, all resulting in touchdowns for Mountain View. 19-yard run by Braden Walk is his second score of the day on the season. Barely have time to even flip over to his side of things, but on the season, Braden Walk with 8 rushing touchdowns on the year to go with 7 throwing. Tiancampacola with the extra point, up and in. Pinedale football when we return. It's 21-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on SVI Media, MyLocalRadio.com, and KNY on 99.1 FM.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region, too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
$21-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard as Mountain View has run 6 plays of offense. That's 3 touchdowns to show for it. A 57-yard touchdown run by Kimball Madsen, a 33-yard run by Braden Walk, and a 19-yard TD for Walk as they got the ball with about, 4 minutes and 20 seconds, 35 seconds we'll say, and they got it on the 19, so 19-yard drive, 1 play. Time possession about 10 seconds. That's all the time it took to run it off. Tiancampacola set up at the 40-yard line to kick it away. Still 4:15 left in the opening quarter, but it is a blowout in the making already. Mountain View with most of its offense that it got last week against Thermopolis. Ball stops at the 2-yard line. Has to pick it up and recover to try to get some space. Thomas Harnack does that, but he doesn't get out to the 10-yard line. Harnack was going to let it drive into the end zone, but it stopped dead at the 2-yard line. He picked it up and got out to about the 5-yard line on a 5th drive for Pinedale. They get the ball on the 6-yard line. 4:11 left in the first quarter. We're not talking about halftime. No, this is the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. And the ball is marked on the 6-yard line. 21-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Ziegler takes a snap up the middle, nowhere, and driving back is the middle of the defense for Mountain View. Bridger Harris and Jimmy Medler pushing the ball carrier back on the play. Give that to carry there to Colby White, and a loss of 1 yard.
Be a loss of 1 yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11 yards to go for Pinedale Wranglers.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 5-yard line. 3:45 and ticking down as Ziegler enters the huddle for Pinedale. 21-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bridger Valley Motor, we appreciate their sponsorship in this first quarter. And the Pinedale offense may be looking for a tow, and that number is 780-3280. If you ever need to get home, that's Glade Erickson's cell. Snap and a broken one. The ball may have come out as Ziegler handed off straight away to, may have been White. It was Colby White. He did just get the ball away, and they get back to about the initial line of scrimmage. Give him a half a yard on the play. 7 carries for Colby White, 6 yards, and 3rd down and 10 to go. A ball marked just shy of the 6-yard line. Mountain View's defense has not given up a first down yet. It's been 3 and outs and 1 fumble on 3rd down. Ziegler under center. Early movement at the line. Nothing called. Handoff left side. No. It was a fake to Eggle. And then given up to the left, it was Harnack. He got just about nowhere, maybe a yard or 2. They mark him for a gain of 1 yard on the carry. 4th down upcoming. Harnack with negative 4 yards on 3 carries and send the punt team back for Mountain View of Sweeney and Ashton Schofield. Last week, Mountain View had Schofield field the first punt, get a great return, but then fumble it away. And that led to a contest that Coach Walk, the snap is fumbled in the end zone. The punter just barely tries to get it away. It was recovered by Mountain View at about the 1 yard line. And the kick there by Riley Wilson got just about nowhere. It was blocked as it was a low snap in the end zone, and Wilson tried to do what he could to get rid of it, but it's Mountain View football on the goal line, marked at the 3. So on top of everything else, now Mountain View is getting outstanding field position as it's at the 2, the middle of the field. Bridger Harris under center, awaiting the snap, and it's a direct one to Braden Walk. He runs out right side, keeps it himself, scampers into the end zone untouched. Touchdown Mountain View, 21-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Add 6 to that, 27-0 as Tianca-Pacola comes out for a extra point. 2-yard run. Braden Walk, 3 touchdowns on the day already. Time on the clock, 1 play, 2 yards, and 2:10. Give him about 3 seconds on that time of possession. Kick by Pacola, up straight through the center of the uprights, and good. 28-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Back in 30 on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on SVI Media, MyLocalRadio.com, and KNY at 99.1 FM.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Still in the first quarter and still 2:10 to go in the Bridger Valley Motor opening quarter. I'm talking about Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor, but you also got Slim. If you ever got that check engine light that comes on and you wonder, oh, man, what do I want to do? Is it, if you're living out of state, you're thinking emissions or something like that. Well, the really important thing is it a sensor that's being sent off? Are there some codes going out there? Or do you really have a problem with your engine? Well, take it into Slim at Bridger Valley Motor. He'll run all the diagnostics and get that figured out for you, and then you can go home and know whether or not, you need to get something addressed or get it all figured out. That's Bridger Valley Motor bringing you the first quarter. Tianca-Pacola kicks near the end zone and bobbled by Harnack at the goal line at about the 2. He takes it, runs straight forward to the 20-yard line, and a decent return, all things said, out to about the 23, where Pinedale will start its 6th drive of the quarter already. Hand the ball at about the, wait for the spot there. It's at about the 24-yard line. 2:03 left.
First down and 10 for Wranglers. Ball's on the 23-yard line.
2 minutes, 3 seconds left. Ziegler under center. Shading towards the right hash mark. Pinedale going from right to left. Give your up the middle to about the 25-yard line. Still need to get your Mountain View offensive starters and Pinedale defensive starters. We'll get them at the closest convenience, as Mountain View really hasn't had an offensive drive long enough to write home about. Colby White runs it up the middle, gets they mark it as 2 yards on the carry. Braden Walk, of course, we've called his name quite a bit already. He's the quarterback for Mountain View. Kimball Matson, the running back. And the receivers, Brigham Blumel, Ashton Schofield, Caleb Knutson, and Trevor Sweeney. Pinedale ball on the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Handoff to the left side. Ziegler keeps it as it was optioning out to the left. Got strung up by the neck by Brecken Barnes, and a loss of 5 yards on the carry. He goes sliding down at the 20-yard line. Back him up 5, and it's 3rd down and 12 yards to go. They had got 2, lose 4 on the carry. And a whole lot of negative plays for this Pinedale offense that came into the week in that bottom third of everything. As far as rush yards, they're 6th in the middle of the pack, actually just above, but in passing yards at 11th. Overall offense sitting at 6th. They're not getting anywhere near their average of 263 per game. 3rd down and 12 to go. Handoff up the middle to White, and the stuffed up box will yield no yardage for Colby White, the ball carrier. Down to 35 seconds to go in the opening quarter, brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. Second quarter will be brought to you by Big Country Properties, brand new sponsor for us, as another 3-and-out has been forced for Pinedale. How many spots do I have for drives? As they just ran through 6 drives. in the first quarter. I got room for 7 more drives before I got to open up a new stat page, and that shows you all you need to know about how it's been working, as that's the end of the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. 6 drives for Pinedale, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, fumble, 3 and out, 3 and out is how it goes. We'll be back with a punt and Mountain View football next on this First Bank presentation of Buffs football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 FM.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Punt upcoming as we welcome you into the second quarter, brought to you by Big Country Properties. Broker Bobby Dolezal. Give her a call at 307-782-3356. The punt is away this time and letting it sail out of bounds will give us an opportunity to give you the rest of the Mountain View offense, as they ran just 6 plays in that opening quarter. Actually, I think it was 7 with that 4th touchdown coming in. Walk and Madsen, the backs, and then we mentioned the receivers, Blumel, Schofield, Sweeney, and Knudsen. Well, you got at the line, Hunter Gross at left tackle, Jimmy Medler, Bridger Harris, Brecken Barnes, and Hunter Meeks going around left guard over to right tackle. For the Pinedale defense, starting at the front line, Carson Gregory, Skylar Erickson, and Caleb Helm up in the front line. And the 3-4 front is Cade Coville at the outside backer, as well as Riley Wilson, Thomas Harnack, and Colby White in the middle. Shotgun form, pistol formation, pitch out left side. It's Brigham Blumel taking it at the 45-yard line. Hurdles a man out to the sideline. 35, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mountain View. Make it a 43-yard drive, no flags on the field, and 1 more play is all it takes to get Mountain View into the 30s in the quarter on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. How about that? I was just adding up the offense for Mountain View in that first quarter. And for Pinedale, they finished with -8 yards. Mountain View decidedly a little bit higher on that one. A 1-play drive goes about 10 seconds. And from the 43-yard line to the end zone, Brigham Blumel takes it to the house on a pistol carry. Down that, his 2nd touchdown of the season. The second quarter brought to you by Big Country Properties has the score 35-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Back with kickoff after this.
It's human nature to think
we're here to help strengthen our community. Yes, that's right. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we take pride in belonging to our community. We encourage people of every race, gender, and belief to come together and give their all towards the betterment of our community. It's about people helping people. When you join our credit union, you also join a movement. At Trona Valley, we are thankful for our members, member NCUA, Trust NCUA, a credit union system that is safe, sound, and secure.
Had a note there that Brigham Blumel came into the season. He's been primarily a receiver. 9 rushes for 58 yards and 1 touchdown. Well, double that and add a touchdown on as he's approaching 100 yards on the season on his 10th rush. A 43-yard run to the house. And still trying to add up those first quarter stats for Mountain View as they took another drive, 1 play to the house. So far they've run, 8 offensive plays and have scored 5 touchdowns already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. Well, Pinedale finished with -8 yards, -8 yards rushing, and then no passing yards on 3 attempts. For Mountain View, 143 yards on the ground in the first quarter, and then add 15 through the air, 156 through the air, and then 15 through the air. That's a total of 171 to -8, and the score 35-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And actually, I need to take off 43 of those yards as that was Blumel, so about 130 yards. Kickoff by Pecola, fielded at the 20-yard line, out to about the 27. Harnack out there. Take those 43 yards off, 113. in the quarter. And 128 in the quarter for Mountain View. On again, we had drives of 2 plays, 3 plays, 1 play, 1 play, 1 play. So 5, 6, 7, 8 plays of offense for Mountain View. This is similar to a contest that Thermopolis had a couple of weeks ago against Moorcroft, put 68 points on the board, only ran 23 plays. First play of the drive is at the 25-yard line for Pinedale. Ziegler looks out left side, hands off up the middle to White. Colby White gets maybe a yard on the play. Not a whole lot of room to run. And again, 6 drives in the opening quarter for Pinedale, and that yielded nothing. 3 and out all 3 times. They get the ball to about 11:30 left in this Big Country Properties second quarter. Ball marked on the 27-yard line, so a 2-yard run for White. Ziegler under center. Looks out left side. Hands off to, looked like Harnack out there, racing his way towards the 30 up left hash mark. And it was, it might have been a keeper by Ziegler there. It was Ziegler keeping the ball there, so he gets up to the 30-yard line for a gain of 3 on the play. Up to -1 yards on the day. And I forgot about Colby White's 8 yards on 9 carries, so those -8s add 8 in there. Pinedale's official offensive output in the first quarter, 0 yards. 3rd down and about 6 to go. Ball marked at the 30-yard line. Double wing formation, White the fullback, 1 receiver left side. Pitch is to Egel up the middle. No, it's up to the left side and getting forward for a couple of yards. Looked like Egel had it at first, but the ball is down and it was a keeper by Ziegler. He gets out to the 35-yard line to make it the 34. Caleb Knutson got the tackle, as did Caleb Knutson. Pick up a 4 on the play, and if you're Pinedale right here, why aren't you thinking, hey, let's go for it? Let's see what they do. They still need to get about 3 yards, and as of current, it looks like Ziegler is coming out to run an offensive play. Ball marked at the 34-yard line. Apologize for the early game issues we had. I think we've got the stream stabilized now. Double wing formation, Ziegler under center, loaded up box, Harnack in motion, give it to White up the left side. No, Ziegler kept it, and he's stuffed up in the backfield. Give it back to Mountain View. Kimball Madsen on the takedown at the 32-yard line. And they needed to get it out to about the 36-yard line. They were at the 34. A loss of 2 on the play as a turnover on downs. And Mountain View takes over at the 32-yard line. Well, Mountain View's longest drive so far has been 3 plays. That was their first drive. 35-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. In shotgun. It's Braden Walk, has Kimball Madsen to his left. Ball marked on the 32-yard line. Stuffed up, have some wing backs, and handoff left side as it's out to about the 30-yard line. And we had number 34 taking that carry. It was Tyler Stoddard, 24 rather. Tyler Stoddard getting some carries here early, and we may see a whole lot of substitutes as this game goes on. Ball marked at the 30-yard line, so a pickup of, let's say, 2 on the play. And Stoddard into the books. First carry of the day. Maybe of this season as well. 4 receivers split out, 2 either side. Walk in the backfield with Madsen to his right in the shotgun. 4-man front for Pinedale. Madsen takes it out to the left side. Cuts back in, straight up the middle. Still running with a lot of real estate. Bullies through a couple of men out to about the 23-yard line. And he jumped right through and gets about 7 yards on the play. Make it 3rd down and 1 to go. It's the first time we've seen Kimball Madsen in a while. On the run, they haven't had time to give it to him. 7-yard carry, 77 yards on those 3 carries for Madsen. 3rd down and 1 to go. Ball marked at the 23-yard line. Shotgun formation, but the play whistle dead by the officials. False start on the offense, and it's called on Bridger Harris. He looks down to the near sideline. Mountain View in those black jerseys, purple helmets, not happy with it. I think we got a couple of the front for Pinedale. Let's give you the rest of the starters now as we have them. We mentioned the three-man front and then the linebackers in the backfield. It's Connor Ziegler and Troy Later at cornerback and Caleb Bigelow, Gatlin Eggle at the safety positions. 35-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Welcome you back to the Big Country Properties. Second quarter, make it 3rd down and 5 to go. Ball marked on the 27-yard line. Need to get 5 yards. Shotgun snap. Looking out to throw. Left side has Blue Mel on a button hook. Fielded at the 15-yard line. Starts to run but tackled down by Thomas Harnack. First down and a little bit more on the completion. Just the second throw of the day. They mark it down at the 15-yard line. So right there is where it goes. Pickup of 12 on the play. Two catches for Blue Mel. 2 completions for Braden Walk. 27 yards between the both of them. First down and 10 to go. Ball marked at the 15-yard line, left hash mark. Driving from right to left here in the second quarter. Walk takes the snap. No, it's a direct to Madsen. He stiff arms the man, cuts back inside. 10, 5, then down right there. The strength, that's man strength of Kimball Madsen. And he gets it down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 10 on the play. 10-yard gain for Kimball. 87 yards on those 4 carries. Madsen has a big 57-yard run on the day. His long of the season is 70. Ball on the 5-yard line. 7:08 left in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Snap to Walk, handoff kept. It was fake to Madsen. Walk tries to cut back in at the 5-yard line. Runs into 3 Pinedale defenders and brought down right there. Caleb Helm on the tackle as he gets a yard or 2 on the carry. And take away any hash marks or take away the goal signals down on the sidelines. It's first down and goal. Ball marked on the 3, make it the 2-yard line on a gain of 3 by Walk. 59 yards for Braden Walk. We have by far our longest drive. We on play 7? Wow, they ran about as many plays on this drive as they had in the entire first quarter. 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the far. Pistol formation. Walk gives it off to Madsen as the lead block of Blue Mel in through the left guard on touch. Blue Mel sealed off the edge and in for a 2-yard score. Kimball Madsen with his second touchdown of the day. 89 yards for Kimball on the carry. 6:21. The clock stops on another touchdown for Mountain View. And at 41-0 as it stands, I think the mercy rule in high school in Wyoming's at 40 points. If we get to the second half and that score differential's right there, it'll be a quick second half. Tiankin Pecola on the kick. It's up and it's in. 42-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is the Big Country Properties second quarter on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football. Live and online at mylocalradio.com and SVI Media with radio coverage on KNY and 99.1 FM.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Setting up for a kickoff is Mountain View. It's become familiar territory halfway through the Big Country Properties second quarter. 42-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. A running clock will take place in the second half if the score stays at this 40-plus point differentials. I believe that is the marker in the state of Wyoming. I know that is for basketball. Tiankin Pecola was thinking about maybe getting a tee and no hold this time. He's had a couple of illegal procedures. Not by his own fault. Blame the wind for that one. As Mountain View getting a kick down, and what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns on the day. The most recent one, a 2-yard score by Kimball Madsen. 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. And they could score 100 at this pace. At the 10-yard line, Thomas Harnack fields the kickoff, running up the left sideline to the 20, out to the 25. May have been knocked out of bounds just before that. Either way, it'll be a drive starter at about the 20 or 25. It looks like they're going to mark it somewhere in between those 2 hash marks. Official coming out, maybe in between the 2. 6:15 where Pinedale takes over for an 8th drive. And the ball's marked at the 24-yard line. Ziegler under center. as the quarterback, as they break the huddle, has had a tough go of it. He's 0 for 3 throwing. He's run for a combined 1 yard and got to add in some sacks and all that stuff in there. He's been sacked twice, once by Gross, once by Harris. Wingback goes in motion. Ziegler fakes the handoff, takes it up the left side himself, and looks like he's brought down for a loss on the play. Ziegler went out to the left, and they mark it. And loss of 1 yard on the carry. 2nd down and 11 on the Benedict's market and true value board. Put Ziegler back to 0 as Pinedale just looking to get any sort of positive plays. Clock running down at 5:52, the time on the clock here, and 3:47 in Uinta County. One receiver to the right side is Caleb Bigelow. They've only tried throwing 3 times, and all of those times have been to wingbacks. Harnack goes in motion. Ziegler looks to a pitch, then hands off straight up the middle to Colby White. He gets tackled right at the ankles as soon as he tries to shoot through the zone. Hunter Grossen on the tackle, as well as Jimmy Medler, I think the guy wrapping him up there. And a gain of 3 yards on the carry. We'll give him, 3 yards, 3rd down and 8 to go. 11 carries for Colby White on the day. 13 yards is what he's managed. 2nd quarter action here brought to you by Big Country Properties. Broke the huddle. And in shotgun formation. No, take that back. That's Colby White, the fullback, behind Ziegler under center. Gross in the 2-point stance, coming up left side. They fake it to one man to Harnack, then give it to White up the middle, and he gains maybe 1 yard more. White on the carry. No, it was Harnack, rather. They give him 1 more yard. Gain of 1 on the carry by Harnack. He's up to -3 yards, so trying to dig himself out of the hole as well. And yet another 3 and out is the result for the Pinedale Drive. 42-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View disposed of Thermopolis 35-0 last week, and Coach Walk said that game was one they could look at and say, we need to play a whole lot better. So if you have a team like that that's shutting a team out 35-0 and you say that we got to play better, you know what sort of talent you're dealing with. Kick has gotten away, and it's fielded about the 26-yard line by Ashton Schofield. Racing up the middle, now moving out to the left sideline. Tries to break through a tackle attempt of Bigelow, but Bigelow holds on at about the 40-yard line. Schofield maybe gets another more yard. And at the 4:12 mark here in quarter number 2, Mountain View out on the drive. 4:12 left in the 2nd quarter by Big Country Properties. Ball marked at, let's say, the 43-yard line. 6-play drive for Mountain View. And it's a penalty on the play. Must have been a holding or a block in the back. Marks the back several yards. Wow, must have been an early block in the back, as you see quite often is teams flip field if you have a punt returner going from the far right sideline to the left, reversing field. So take that back. It's at the 21-yard line where Mountain View starts its drive. Its first drive of the day for Mountain View was at the 30-yard line, so this is the longest they've had to go all day. Shotgun formation, 4 receivers, 3 to the left side. Hand off that same way to Madsen at the 25-yard line. Works through a block, has a big hole out to the 30-yard line. Gain of 9 on the first run of the drive for Kimball Madsen. Kimball Madsen was on a visit to the University of Wyoming a week ago, as that young man's being recruited by a few different schools, as are several guys on this Mountain View program. Got lots of guys who may be making some decisions here in the next couple of weeks. 9-run carry. And 2nd down and 1 at the 30. Look out left side, and Knutson catches a pass at the 25. At the 30-yard line to the 35. He's wrestled down to the ground by Caleb Bigelow. Catch by Caleb Knutson, his 4th of the season, marked out at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Buffs on the play. Ball marked on the 37. Gain of 8 on the pass, excuse me. Snap and a handoff to Madsen up the middle. He's at the 40, to the 50, now to the 40. Cuts back in on the left sideline. Reverses field. Wrestles through a couple of guys. Spins through another at the 30-yard line. He is finally brought down by Gatlin Eggle at the 29-yard line. Wow, and another run there for Kimball Madsen. Goes down to the 29-yard line. Give him 34 yards on the carry. 122 yards for Kimball on the day. Make it 132. Walk has the shotgun. Snap awaiting. Ball on the 29-yard line. looking out right side to throw. Tosses, has Knutson in the flat at the 20-yard line, on to Ray, down to the 10, 5 into the end zone. Did he go out of bounds? And he did, just before the goal line at about the 4. Caleb Knutson, only thing that could stop him was that little right foot stepping on the sideline, white chalk. Nonetheless, a gain of about 25 yards on the pass completion. Walk still perfect on the day through the air. Add 60 yards for Walk, second catch of the day for Caleb Knutson. He's got 33 yards on those couple of carries. Ball marked at the 4-yard line. First down and goal to go, 42-0. The score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Man to the left is Madsen. He takes the handoff from Walk, looking to race into the end zone. He does, powers his way through, and it's a touchdown. Caleb Bigelow was drug into the end zone by Kimball Madsen, his third touchdown of the day. And 48-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 136 yards for Madsen, 3 touchdowns. Picola setting up for the extra point. A kick is up, and a line drive is through. He had a small window to complete that before it was going to be blocked by a helm. But he got it through, and it's up and in. 49-0, 2:33 left in the Big Country Properties second quarter. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com, as well as SVI Media and KNY at 99.1 FM.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
5-play drive that time that goes 79 yards down the field. Some big plays all the way around, as has been the case in today's game. Mountain View leads at 49-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. About a 2.5-minute drive there on those 5 plays. I'll make that a 1.5-minute drive. That about 90 seconds, not 120 there, plus 30 more. Picola set to kick off, has the man holding it at the 40-yard line with the wind that has not relinquished all contest long. Line drives it out, fielded at the 15, make it the 10-yard line by Harnack. At the 20-yard line, cuts through a block. Bridger Harris brings him down at the 30-yard line, and Pinedale out for another drive. 2:27 left. Third drive of the second quarter. 9th of the game for Pinedale. Ball marked at the 30-yard line, as we suspected. Harris again on that tackle there of Harnack. So far, the drives have gone 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, fumble, 3 and out, 3 and out, turnover on downs, 3 and out, and Pinedale looking to get a first down here. Ziegler on the snap. Quarterback keeper up the straightaway, and do we have a running clock perhaps going all the way through up to the 33-yard line? And we may have a running clock before halftime. I thought it had to take over in the third quarter, but I heard someone to the right of me say that the clock may be already going. You can watch at home and tell me probably better than I can. Ball out to the 34-yard line on the quarterback keeper by Ziegler. So he's up to 4 yards, and it's second down and 6 rather. Ziegler and the Pinedale Wranglers looking for their first fresh set of downs today by way of moving the ball 10 yards down the field. A 2-1 conference record for Pinedale, even regardless of how this contest ends up, as it's already going almost 50-0. It's at 49-0. Pinedale in decent shape to try to earn a playoff bid after an opening week loss to Lyman. And a timeout taken by Pinedale. We'll take one as well. Back in 30 seconds, 1:41 left, 49-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football.
We're here to help strengthen our community. Yes, that's right. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we take pride in belonging to our community. We encourage people of every race, gender, and belief to come together and give their all towards the betterment of our community. It's about people helping people. When you join our credit union, you also join a movement. At Trona Valley, we are thankful for our members, member NCUA, trust NCUA, a credit union system that is safe, sound, and secure. Well, it's been a nightmare so far for
Pinedale down 49-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. You got to just keep chugging along if you're that Wranglers offense and defense. They've been doing what they can and now trying to get an opening fresh set of downs today late in the second quarter. 1:41 left, and there is no running clock. It has to wait until the second half. That's what I thought the rule was, but I heard someone to the right of me say something about that, so I misheard that. But no, we are at 1:41 left in the first half. Ziegler on second down and 6 with the ball under center. Handoff to Colby White straight up the middle. Looks like he got out maybe a yard. It was at the 34 and out to the 35. Colby White goes with his 12th carry of the day. Make it 3rd down and 5 to go as they need to get to the 40-yard line, and the ball is at the 20. They need to get to the 40-yard line. Ball at the 35. Bridger Harris looks a little banged up after that play. He comes out, and he's spelled for Tel Malone. And Harris looks like he may have got a stinger or holding his back perhaps even, as he's down and he's trying to stretch himself out on the sidelines. 3rd down and 5 to go. Need to get to the 40. Ziegler keeps it straight up the left side, trying to push forward. He'll be close, but probably about a yard short, maybe to the 38-yard line. And we have 47 seconds and ticking down in the first half. Ball marked at the 39-yard line. 1 yard to go in 38 seconds. Don't see why you wouldn't try to run a play here for Pinedale. Just try to get a little something working as you head into the locker room. Ziegler enters the huddle with 25 seconds left. Ball on their own side of the 50 at the 39. Need to get to the 40 for a first down. 20 seconds left in the first half. That second quarter brought to you by Big Country Properties. And it's a 2-back formation, quarterback keeper, and looks like Ziegler got what he needed to the 40-yard line. Clock stops at 7.5 seconds with the first down. And with perhaps their last play of the first half, Pinedale has earned a fresh set of downs. So good on those young kids out there continuing to fight. Down 49-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2-yard carry for Ziegler, and that's the half. 49-0. And we are just halfway through. See what we have in store at the halftime, brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. When we come back, this is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football, live and online at mylocalradio.com, SVI Media, and KNY at 99.1 FM.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
If you can't give your dentist a 5-star rating, then you ought to consider making your next dental appointment with Dr. McKay Frankham. One patient said, "The best experience I've ever had at a dentist." Other customer comments include 5 stars plus. And not only is Dr. Frankham the best dentist I've ever been to, but I can actually afford to have dental work done by Dr. Frankham. Make your next dental visit a 5-star experience. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance in Evanston. Whether it's home, life, renters, auto, or more, Jeff Piper is your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Black's Fork Dental, top-of-the-line dentistry available right in your backyard. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Welcome back to Mountain View High School, where, as soon as we get out of that ad break from the other side, we'll have a view of the homecoming royalty for Mountain View. And taking a look at those royalty right now, if we can get them up here shortly. Let's run them right now. The king and queen is Brigham Blumel and Cortland Condis. For the seniors, the Brecken Barnes and Janie Hunt represented. At the junior side, it's Derek Baker. And I don't know if we could get a shot of the homecoming royalty down there. And then Munis Al-Naha and Casey Bugis at the sophomores, and Josh White, Ashley Timms, the royalty at the freshman level. So there you go. You get a shot. So we welcome you into the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness scoreboard there. And appreciation to Zach running the board for us today and running the camera operations and everything on that side. Getting us that shot of the homecoming royalty for Mountain View. Got some stats for you in just a moment, but before we do, show some appreciation to Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. They're offering auto and home glass repair, also 24-hour towing, and a fitness center that's also 24/7. Whatever you need, it's probably Bradshaw's that you need to call and have them help you out. Getting the shot as the royalty exits the field, and the dance team will come out, the cheerleaders will come out and perform a routine at this homecoming specialty, homecoming afternoon at about 4:04 p.m. Let's give you your stats. First for Mountain View in the first half. 240 rushing yards, led by 136 on the ground by Kimball Matson, 2 touchdowns by him. Braden Walk has 3 touchdowns on the ground as well, of distances of 19 yards. He scored 2 yards and 3 yards. Kimball Matson's touchdowns came by way of a 57-yard score. Actually, I've got a, flip that around, reverse it, strike that, reverse it. 3 touchdowns for Kimball Matson, 57 yards, 2 yards, and 4 yards. And 2 touchdowns for Braden Walk of 19 yards and 2 yards. Again, 240 yards on the ground, 136 from Kimball Matson, 59 from Braden Walk, 43 and a score for Brigham Blumel as well on his lone carry. And then 2 yards on a carry by Tyler Stoddard. Through the air, Braden Walk's perfect on the day. He is 4 for 4 on attempts. He has 60 yards and 2 catches by Brigham Blumel of 22 yards, make it 27 yards, and 2 catches for Caleb Knutson for 33 yards. Flip it over to the Pinedale side as the total yardage for Mountain View comes out to an even 300, as well as 7 touchdowns to go along with all that. Colby White has 14 yards on 12 carries. Connor Ziegler, 10 yards on 10 carries. Thomas Harnack, -3 yards on 4. Gatlin Eggle has yet to carry the ball. 0 for 3 passing from Connor Ziegler, so on the ground through the air, it's 21 total yards, 21 rushing yards, no passing yards. So 21 total and no points for Pinedale. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's so many touchdowns today. Which one was a touchdown, which one was not, is getting a little bit crazy on my side. So maybe we do have 3 touchdowns by Kimball. Let's see. We got Kimball, Braden. We do have 3 Braden Walk touchdowns, 1 Brigham Blumel, and 3 Kimball Matson touchdowns for a total of 7 in the game. 8.5 minutes before the start of the second half, and we will have a running clock when we do come back on that. We'll return in 30 seconds from now with an interview for our standout student of the week. We'll be looking at the cross-country program as we did at the first half in the pregame show. We talked to the coach. Now, coming back, we'll talk with a guy who just broke the school record at the Saratoga meet. When we return, this is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY and 99.1 with a collaboration through SVI Media.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Welcome back to the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show here at Mountain View. Uinta County, Wyoming, 7.5 minutes before the start of the third quarter, and the tally is 49 points for Mountain View, none for Pinedale. Now let's hear from our standout student for the week.
I've got Travis Harmon with me, a senior at Mountain View High School, as we take a look at the cross-country program this week. You were most recently at Saratoga, and you were able to set a school record for your time. Did you feel like you were getting close, or were you even really aware of where that was at going into the meet?
Going into the meet, I knew that it was a great course to break 16 minutes, and me and my coach were like, this is it. So going in, I was just striving to break that 16 mark, so I was able to get a great time of 16:09 because of that.
This meet is really good for those times because it's got some things working toward speed as opposed to, endurance. If you can really get a lot of speed in here, tell me about how this course is laid out.
Well, Saratoga course is just super flat. There's not any hills, so you're just able to just fly, which makes it really nice.
There's a lot of mountains in the background, aren't there, but just none on the meet?
Yeah, it's a good thing. There's no mountains on the meet, and it's just a great course in general. And sophomore year, I broke the high school record at that course, so coming in I just knew it was going to be fast, and I just had to go as hard as I could for the full 16 minutes.
What do you think the toughest course that you run all year is?
I would say Star Valley. Evanston might be up there, but Star Valley is tough.
You are headed to Evanston later on this week, as you will be. I think it's at the golf course, and a lot of hills in that one. You got some good competition, as Evanston is the defending state champs. Going up against competition like that, how does that help you?
It definitely helps to be able to try to stick with the front of the pack and try to just compete by trying to win the race.
You're pretty close to several of those runners, so are you very familiar with any of those Evanston guys?
There is one, I don't remember his name, but we're good friends, and he's really fast.
You're good friends, but you don't remember his name?
I'm pretty bad with names.
Is he tall?
He is tall. Do you know his name?
Is it Dawson Crofts?
Yes, Dawson. Yes, I know Dawson, yeah. I was coming in, I'm like, Dawson's going to be up there, so I'll probably run with Dawson and see where it takes me.
I think he finished like 6th at state last year, so that'd be pretty good. How about you in prior years of going to the state meet? How have you finished as opposed to how you'd like to finish out this year?
The last 2 years, I've taken top 5 in state cross, and this year I'm shooting for a state championship because it's my last year. And I know Peter, he's extremely fast, so I'm just going to try to do my best and see where that lands.
Tell me a little bit about this guy who you say Peter. Tell me more about him.
Peter Visser, he's from Star Valley. He's junior, and he's extremely good, the best in the state. So.
And because of cross country's classifications, Star Valley is with the 3A. They're probably the biggest 3A school there is.
Yeah. Yep. Star Valley is up there. Is Jackson? Have they moved up? Do you know?
You know, and I think they may be moving up after this year. They're listed, I think, currently as the 11th largest school or something like that. But, yeah, they're up there as well. So Jackson up there, Star Valley up there. I think they're both sitting at about twice as many students as Mountain View. How do their teams compare in size, cross-country team to your cross-country team, in just sheer numbers when you see your jerseys versus their jerseys?
It's crazy. It's extremely different. You see Star Valley pass, and they got over 20, 30 kids, and we got 10 or less. So, I mean, it's just different dynamically that way when you see extremely big teams and smaller teams.
You know, in a sport like swimming, having that big of a team is really just, it kind of adds up as they get points. But in cross country, you take the top 5 runners. So if you guys have 10 people out there running, and the top 5 of you guys push each other and get up there, you can beat a team no matter how big. What do you like about that in the sport?
It's really great because you know, you're not worried about every single person. If you got 5 solid runners, despite your size, you can compete.
And as a team, how have you guys tried to up the intensity this year? You got some veteran runners out there. You got a new coach who seems very into the sport as well. How has this season gone for you?
It's been extremely well. We've had really amazing workouts by intervals, hill workouts, tempo runs, just a lot of things that we're mixing up that I'm using muscles and a lot of the things that are going to prepare me for the state course because it's hilly. And it's just been great mentally for me this year. I've felt a lot better than last year, and I think just going in every aspect this year's been tons better for me.
I've heard that your regional course in Lander has a particular challenge about it.
Yeah, it has a hill, and that one's steep, and it's over pretty fast. For me, it's usually after that hill that I start feeling it. Not like during you get over it, and then it starts to hurt later on after you're done with that hill.
It makes sense. As you're going up the hill, you've kind of got that momentum, and then you get to the top and have to keep going, like half the race or something like that?
Yep, and then you have this little slight hill after that, and that's where you start to really be like, oh my gosh, it's hurting.
You also do indoor track, and Mountain View just started their own indoor track team. Did you compete with the Evanston team before that, or were you doing other sports?
I was in basketball for freshman and sophomore year, and just last year I decided to do indoor. So,
what are your events in that?
Distance events as well, but this year I was talking to my coach. I'm probably going to mix it up, do some 400s, change it up so I can be prepared for track.
Do you do the 400 in outdoor track?
I do once in a while. I do.
Is that the toughest race?
I'd say the 800.
The 800, because then you finish and you have to do it all over again, right?
Yeah, the 800 or the 2 mile. Those two are the ones that I don't like. They're hard, but they're good.
What are you looking, as you are a senior, forward to the future as far as any plans or things you're preparing for?
So actually just recently I decided that I was wondering if I want to run in college, and I finally decided, you know what, it's not something I really want to do, so I made that decision. And since then, the stress of looking for scholarships is all gone, and I think that's actually been a big part of why my times have gotten better, because I'm not stressed about that aspect anymore. But I'm just excited. I'm going to go on a 2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and then I'm going to go to college, hopefully at BYU Provo, but we'll see what happens with that.
And taking that stress off and not deciding to not run at the next level, you said maybe you've taken some stress off, and also has probably focused you, as this is it, isn't it?
I think so, and I'm running to compete, not to prove that I can run a certain time, so it's helped me in a lot of ways.
It's Travis Harmon, a senior runner for the Mountain View cross-country team, and now school record holder with that new time. You're going to try to get it under 16, or are those flat courses all gone by now?
I got one more flat course, and it's our home meet at Fort Bridger, so that's where I'm going to shoot to break 16. So.
Well, good luck to you in that, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show. As we just heard from Travis Harmon, he raced probably in the last hour or so. At cross country, I think they run a lot of times. They'll go JV girls, JV boys, then girls, and then boys. So he might even be on the course right now as they're at the Purple Sage Golf Course in Evanston in their penultimate week of the regular season. Next week, it's another flat course, as you heard him say, at Fort Bridger, and hoping to get that sub-16 mark, as you also heard head coach Isaac Kiefer talk about in the pregame show. We are 2 minutes away from the start of the second half, and I think the big question is at 49-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, do we see the offense for Mountain View send their JV out? Do we see the varsity offense take any snaps in the second half? There will be a running clock, as there is certainly a 40-point differential, 49-0 the tally, and see what we have for that. See if they keep the varsity defense out as well. We'll take a 1-minute break and then be back with the opening kickoff of quarter number 3 on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at SVI Media and MyLocalRadio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Welcome back to the closing moments of the of the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show. MyLocalRadio.com. Today collaborating with SVI Media. It's Zach, right? I've got that right. Running the TriCaster to the left of me, giving us multiple views in this game. Certainly not an every week sort of thing that we do, but for the sake of space in the booth, I called the guys over at SVI Media, said, hey, you're going to do the game, I'm going to do the game. How about we do it together and save some space? Oh, you got room upstairs, huh? Oh, okay, yeah, I bet. Coach Meek's telling me to come up and join him upstairs. No, I'll leave that for the coaches over there. As we save some space and collaborated on this broadcast today, Mountain View set to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. And thank you to our first quarter Bridger Valley Motors sponsor and second quarter Big Country Properties sponsor as well. Fourth quarter will be brought to you by Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance in Evanston. 789-5489 if you want a different insurance experience. Find out from Jeff Piper how much you can save when you bundle up all of your insurance together under Farmers. Fielded at the 25-yard line by Schofield. Takes to the 35, outside to right sideline to the 40, to the 45. Jukes a man out to the 50. Takes a guy with him, and he took Later with him. Troy Later went tumbling forward but held on out to about the 50-yard line. And we do see Tyler Peterson come out at quarterback for the start of this drive. We've got new starters out all the way around here for Mountain View. Tanner Collins is back. He was hurt last week but available as the backup running back and getting some carries most likely here in quarter number 3. It's shotgun form. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right, and handoff, taken right side to the 40, 35, 25-yard line down to pay dirt, and 1 carry. Welcome back, Tanner Collins, touchdown, Mountain View. 48-yard run for Tanner Collins, and put another 6 on the board, 55-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Well, you put the backups in, you think maybe you can get it going a little bit, but wow, 1 play. And all that time later, a drive of about 40 seconds because we have a running clock. However, the clock does stop for timeouts, touchdowns, penalties, and injuries. So the clock stopped at 11:07. First drive of the second half goes 1 play, 48 yards, touchdown. And the extra point is no good. Tianca Pacola misses out to the right in this swirling wind that continues to pick up. 55-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. A 48-yard run by Tanner Collins puts the board at it where it is on the First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Tanner Collins goes 48 yards for this score on 1 carry. Yeah, backup running back came into this game. 4 carries on the year, no yards to his name. Well, 5 carries, 48 yards will help out that average quite a bit. Add a touchdown as well to the total. And we're all set up here. with the clock now starting to tick down under 11 minutes. Picola with Bridger Harris holding it, kicks it down to the 5-yard line and rolls into the end zone just to the right of the pylon, so it is a touchback. And Pinedale will take over on the 20-yard line. They got one first down in their first half, and it came on the final play of that first half as they were trying to just save a little bit of face and have something to come in working with into quarter number 3. And I think we should have, and we do, in fact, have the same starters out for Pinedale, down 55-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Braden Walk finishes the day, we presume, 4 for 4, 60 yards throwing, 3 touchdowns on the ground as well. First handoff goes to Ziegler, keeper, out left side, 25-30, has some real estate to work with, to the 40, 45, still on his feet at the 45, across the 50, and brought down inside the 20, the 45-yard line. And on that takedown there was Tyler Stoddard. So we've got the JV defense out there as well, it looks like, for the most part. And it's marked shy of the 50 at the 47-yard line, so apparently he stepped out of bounds after going several yards down the field. Nonetheless, a first down and a 27-yard pickup for Connor Ziegler, the longest positive play of the day for Pinedale. Puts Ziegler up to 37 yards, and that is more than the entirety of Pinedale's offensive output up to this point. They had 21 yards in the first half. Handoff up the middle to Colby White. He gets a yard on the play, maybe 2. Out to the 49-yard line. We'll give him 2 on the play, 16 yards for White. Third quarter, 9 minutes, and ticking down. We have a running clock. Again, it will only stop for penalties, injuries, timeouts, and touchdowns. We've already had 1 touchdown, a 48-yard run by Tanner Collins. That's about where the ball sits for Pinedale, 1 yard shy of the 50 at the 49. Started the drive at the 20, a 27-yard run, followed by a 2-yard run, hands us at 2nd and 8 to go. Ziegler under center. T formation, and the handoff up the middle. It's Harnack. Gets his way across the 50 and scoots forward through a pile of defenders out to about the 47-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 3 on the play, maybe 4. Ball marked at the 47. We'll give him 4 on the carry. 1 yard for Harnack now, back into the positives on his 5th carry. Third down and 4 to go. About to 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Time on the clock, 4:24 p.m. on KNYN 99.1 FM. Ziegler under center, 2 wingbacks, 1 either side. Eggle goes in motion, handoff to White. And no, it's a keeper. Harnack got the handoff at the 30, 25, jukes inside at the 20. Tried to stay on his feet and then brought down from behind. Bryson Walker sends him down to the ground, but they tricked me and they tricked the Mountain View defense out down to the 15-yard line on the carry. Get down to the 15 for a gain of 32 yards on the run by Harnack. Well, we mentioned that there was just 21 yards of offense in the entire first half for Pinedale. Now we've had gains of 27, 32, and 2 yards and 4 yards. That's about doubled and then doubled again the offensive output in that whole first half. 2 wingbacks for Ziegler under center. Handoff to Eggle up the right side. Cuts in at the 10-yard line, still on his feet, driving forward to the 5, and stopped about there at the 5 or 6 yard line. Bring up close to first down. We'll have to see on the mark. Ball spotted at the 6, so make it the 7. Second down and 2 to go. 8-yard carry for Eggle. Derek Baker in on the tackle there. 55-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Almost halfway through the third quarter. 1 man out left side. That's the lone receiver in Bigelow. And Ziegler hands off up the middle to Colby White. He gets stalled at about the 5-yard line. Maybe enough for a first down. Maybe just a bit shy. They mark him a gain of 1 on the play. Third down and 1 to go. Just shy. They need to get it apparently just past the 5-yard line to, just barely past. The nose of the football hangs a little bit behind the 5, and they need to get it just beyond that. So make it about third down and 1/2 of a yard. Ziegler under center. in between the hash marks, moving from right to left. Eggle goes in motion. White takes the handoff, and no, it's Ziegler, a keeper, into the end zone. A fake had the Mountain View defense biting, and Ziegler goes into the end zone, races forward, and tackled in for a touchdown. Pinedale, they put points on the board. Clock stops at 5:45 left in the third quarter. Mark that as we'll call it a 5-yard run, a 6-yard run for Ziegler. Extra point. Looks like they're going for 2 here. Do they have an extra point kicker? Okay. I guess they've had a couple of attempts on the year. Let's take a look down the line there of what we have, if anything, on that information. But it looks like they are going for 2 at down 55-6 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 0 for 2 on extra point attempts this year. So, yeah, they are indeed setting up for 2 as they usually do. Ziegler looks out to his right, has a man open, and just overthrows him. And it was Eggle who got a hold of the ball, but it fell down and incomplete in his hands, and it was shy of the goal line anyways. Extra point, no good. So the score, 55-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 5:45 left in the third quarter. Back in 30 seconds on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com, SVI Media, and KNY at 99.1 FM.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Had the touchdown drive there, 7 plays for Pinedale, going 70 yards. And 5:45 the clock stops as they get it at, what was it? I had it at 9:47. No, that's not right. They had it at the 20-yard line, actually. So it was an 80-yard drive there, 7 plays, 70 yards. That was the end of half. That last drive I was looking at, that was where they got their first down. So 80-yard drive on 7 plays and about 5-6 minutes of clock time, as the running clock makes it a little hard to track drive time on those ones. Fielded at about the 25-yard line, out to the 40, still on his feet to the 45. A flag flies as he's brought down at the Caleb Knutson brought down at about the 47-yard line. And see what the flag is here as the clock stops at 5:18. It's at about the 39-yard line. $55-6 the tally. Third quarter, and it is against Mountain View to bring that play back. Caleb Knutson had a great run on the return, but that all goes for naught. Out to the 30-yard line where they start their drive. Second string out there as drive number 2 for Mountain View. 5:08 on the clock and ticking down. Peterson in the shotgun. No, it's a direct snap to Collins. Up the middle to the 35-yard line. Still on his feet. Bounces outside left to the 40-yard line. Stiff arms a man and out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. First down and 10. What a run there by Tanner Collins as he was stopped in the backfield. Got about 5 yards, then bounced outside, stiff-armed a man in Caleb Bigelow out there, and they marked the ball at the 43-yard line for a pickup of 13 on the play. Great run out there by Collins, showing his worth as the backup running back. 63 yards on 2 carries and a touchdown there. Down to 4:22 left in quarter number 3. Shotgun form again for Peterson. 3 receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left. Collins standing to the right of the shot. Handoff fake. Peterson keeps it at the 40-yard line, out to the 43. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe another yard as he's brought down at about the 45-yard line. On the tackle there, it was Cade Coville. And pickup of 1 yard on the play. Second down and 9 to go. 1 yard run for Peterson. Two receivers either side for the Buffs. Collins to the right of Peterson in the shotgun. Man in motion. And taking it on the handoff, it's Luke Branson. Now right side past midfield to the 50-yard line and up to about the 49 on the wide receiver reverse play there. Branson takes it for a gain of about 5 yards on the run. Ball marked just past the 50-yard line. 3:10 left and ticking down continually. Got Connor Brown out there and receiver on the right side. 3 men out to the left. Lone back set in the shotgun. Snap belt high. Peterson pitches out left side. In and out of the hands of Collins. He's got a hold of it again, or maybe it was picked up by Pinedale. Ruled Pinedale ball. And so the pickup there, Pinedale comes up with the fumble recovery on the play. It was brought in by Ethan Jensen, the freshman, and fielded at the 42-yard line. Count that as a fumble for Collins. 61 yards for Collins. Had that touchdown. The clock is continuing to move as a turnover on downs does not count. As, see, we had timeouts. Well, timeouts, that'd be the TO. So timeouts, turnover, not turnovers, touchdowns. There we go. Penalties and injuries, the only things. Wingback set for Ziegler, gives it to White at the 40-yard line. He's working his way forward, left of tackle, out to about the 38-yard line. And drive stalls for Mountain View, their first stall of the day. They have not punted today. 55-6 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pickup of 4 yards on the carry there for Colby White. He's up above 20 yards on the day, 21 through 15 carries. Ball marked at the 38-yard line. Wingback set again. Ziegler under center. White, the fullback, behind Ziegler. Minute and a half left in the third quarter. Handoff kept, faked to White, and Ziegler keeps it. He's out to the 33-yard line. That's close to first down territory. And they'll mark him a yard or so shy. 3rd down and 1 to go. Ball marked at the 33-yard line. Pickup of 5 on the play. Need to get 1 more yard for a first down. Ball at the 33-yard line. 58 seconds left in the quarter. We'll have the Jet Piper Farmers Insurance 4th after that. T formation. Ziegler keeps it. He's got the yard and a little bit more out to the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play. Move the chains and down to 45 seconds. That may be about it in quarter number 3. See if they get 1 more play off, depending on where the play clock's at and how quick they are getting into the huddle. And now Ziegler's still on the sideline. Ball marked at the 30-yard line. 51 yards for Ziegler, a big bulk of that coming earlier on their last drive on a 27-yard run. 15 seconds left as Pinedale jumps to the line at the 30. Ziegler has Eggle in motion, handoff faked one way, then gives it off to Harnack off to the left, inside to the 27-yard line. Harnack goes, and that's the end of the third quarter. Ball marked on the 28 when we come back after a gain of 2 by Thomas Harnack. This has been a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on KNYN 99.1 FM, MyLocalRadio.com, and SVI Media. Fourth quarter coming up next.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Dr. McKay Franco, quality dental care at affordable prices. Yeager's Auto Body. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been at the top of the game in auto repair. West Star Printing in Evanston. No matter what you want printed, West Star is where you want it done. Reese Auto Service. From lawnmowers and snowblowers to cars, trucks, and semis, Reese Auto Service in Lyman does it all. Trona Valley Credit Union, member NCUA. Plains Tire in Evanston, Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
55-6 as we welcome you back to Mountain View. Second down and 8, ball on the 28-yard line for Pinedale, continuing to drive down the field, looking for a second score of the day. 115 yards of total offense for Pinedale. First play is a handoff left side to Harnack. At the 25-yard line, he cuts in, breaks through a leg tackle of Tanner Collins, but gets tripped up right about there. Give him about 3 yards on the carry. Fourth quarter action, and we mentioned 115 yards in the game now on the ground for Pinedale. Still no passing yards, but that is 94 of those yards coming in quarter number 3 with that JV defense in for Mountain View. As they did not send their starters out, not willing to risk anything in a 55-6 game. And Harnack, with the gain of 3, has third down and 5 to go. Ziegler hands off to, no, he keeps it out to the 20-yard line. Probably got enough for a first down there. Tricky one there. Faked the handoff to Colby White and kept it up himself left side. Fourth down and 1 to go, so a pickup of 4 yards. Give it to Ziegler there as the sophomore picks up 4, 55 yards for him. Just shy of the 20. Running clock here, 55-6, so we'll probably get done here sometime before 5 p.m. A little ahead of schedule here. T formation for Ziegler. Quarterback keeper looking for the yard on fourth down and 1. Looks like he got the second effort push inside to the 20, and first down for Pinedale. Got the yard he needed to continue the drive. 56 yards on 16 carries for Connor Ziegler. Welcome into the Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance fourth quarter. Jeff knows the insurance game, serving the Bridger Valley, Evanston, and all of southwest Wyoming. Give Jeff Piper a call at 789-5489, your local Farmers agent. And appreciate all of our sponsors in the Bridger Valley today. 10 minutes to go, 55-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View leading Pinedale. Pinedale trying to drive down and get a second score of the day. Ziegler gives the handoff right side to Eggle. And Gatlin works forward to about the 16-yard line where he stalls on first down and 10 to get about 4 yards. They give him just 2 yards on the carry, though. A knee must have been down a little bit before that. Second down and 8. It's just the second carry of the day for Gatlin Eggle. Mentioned the 115 yards for Pinedale. Well, they had 0 yards at the end of the first quarter, 21 yards and 1 first down to their name in the second quarter, and 115 and 1 touchdown as well in the third. Into the fourth quarter, again brought to you by Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance in Evanston, and a double wing formation out for Ziegler. Harnack goes into motion to the left. Ziegler keeps it, and he runs left of tackle, brought down inside the 15-yard line. In on the tackle there, I had Dane Catlin getting that stop, and they mark the ball at the 14-yard line. Third down and 5 to go. Gain of 2 on the play. 8:51 and continuing to tick down. That's that running clock. That'll do it. And also Pinedale, they'll run the ball just about this whole second half. I think they tried 3 passes in the first quarter, and that's been all of their throwing attempts so far today. Ziegler under center. White the fullback. 2 wingbacks. Eggle on the left. Harnack to the right. 1 receiver to the left side. Harnack goes into the motion to the left. Colby White takes the handoff. No, Ziegler keeps it. And he gets out to about the 10-yard line. So he's been tricking me a lot in the second half as Ziegler gets it out to about the 10-yard line. About a yard shy of the first down one more time. Picks up 4 on the play. 62 yards for Ziegler. On the ground, no yards through the air. 8 minutes exactly in the Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance fourth quarter. Ziegler takes the call from the far sideline. Pinedale moving from left to right. With 7:50, they break it and head to the line of scrimmage. Need 1 yard. It's fourth down again. Need to get down to the 9-yard line for the score. T formation. And Ziegler, as predicted, would be. He keeps it and gets forward. Just about every time they've lined up in that 2-back set without the wingbacks, with the wingbacks sitting behind the fullback, they have done the quarterback keeper. He gets the 1.5 yards necessary for the first down. Mark him for 1 on the play. And it's first down and goal. Put the chains on the sidelines down to the ground. 7:13 and continuing to run. 55-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View down on the sideline. The starters currently giving hugs all the way around to their coaching staff, heading on their way to a 5-0 start to the 2019 season. Ziegler looking to throw out right side. Harnack catches it at the 5-yard line and brought down right about there. Bryson Walker on the tackle, and Harnack is down and not getting up. That will warrant a stoppage in the clock at 6:47 as Harnack is being tended to and looking down and not sure exactly what's wrong, but a trainer is coming out for the situation. Everyone taking a knee all the way around as Harnack is injured. We'll step away for the moment. It's the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter, 6:47 left and 55-6 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on SVI Media, MyLocalRadio.com, and K9 in Evanston.
Making an informed decision when you choose coverage for you, your family, and your home is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance Agent in Evanston, is here to help you get the coverage that is right for you at the best value. Find out how much you can save each month when you combine home, auto, and life insurance. Call Jeff Piper with Farmers Insurance at 307-789-5489 or stop in at 341 Front Street in Evanston. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Thomas Harnack is being helped off and out of the game. We're back underway here. Ball at the 4-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Ziegler, hands off, no, keeps it. Has a pitch man left side. It's Gatlin, hands it to him, racing his way toward the pylons. Not quite there. Brought down before the touchdown by Tyler Stoddard out there. And Bryson Walker might have been in the area as well. And we've got another Pinedale player down on the goal line, and that looks like Gatlin Eggle. So one wingback goes down on the first play, and now it appears that Gatlin Eggle goes down on the other side of things. Harnack still being checked out on the near sideline as he kind of just got him off the field and continued to play as still look, he's sitting down there by that purple buffalo on the right sideline. Gatlin Eggle on the opposite side. So this clock stopped at 6:16, exactly what you hate to see in a late game, and one that's basically already been decided, 55-6, the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Fourth quarter brought to you by Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance, and 307-789-5489 is the number to call. Jeff Piper in Evanston. He's your local farmer's agent, home life, renters, autos, RV, and ATV insurance. Jeff Piper will break it all down for you so it makes sense and you can figure out how to best protect what is important to you. 6:16 left in the fourth quarter as we continue to wait for any motion, any reaction of the trainers from Gatlin Eggle down on the left sideline. And Thomas Harnack still down on the opposite side, just off the field. So back-to-back plays. Pinedale loses 2 very important players on the season. As we take a look at the Mountain View offensive output so far this season, they came up 175-6. That was the total scoring output differential coming into the contest today. And with a 55-point tally added on to those 175 points, it's now 230-6 is the scoring output differential between Mountain View and its opponents on the year. The 6 points on the season were scored by Lovell right here in this field, I think 2 weeks ago. Oh, Big Piney, that's right. Yeah, Big Piney got 6 points, and that was up in Big Piney back in week 2 of the season. Pardon me on that one. And so it appears that Gatlin Eggle is now being helped off with a lot of help, one on either side. As he's off on that sideline, and that bench for Pinedale getting short in a rather quick hurry. I came in with that roster of 23 men for Pinedale, and that's about what the Lyman team 6 miles away from us, they're working with too, so you don't have a lot of room for any sort of injuries, and you certainly never want to see guys going down at any point in the game, especially late in the contest when the outcome's pretty much already been decided. Looks like Ethan Jensen's in there in replacement. Connor Ziegler takes the handoff up the middle into the end zone and touchdown. Pinedale. Connor Ziegler with his second touchdown in the half makes it 55-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Ziegler was, what was that, about 3 yards out? 2 yards out of the end zone there on the touchdown for Ziegler on his 20th carry of the day. Clock stops at 5:17. 2-yard touchdown run by Ziegler. And again, have 65 yards on 20 carries for Connor. And they'll go for 2. Ziegler rolls out right side, looking to throw, picked off by Bryson Walker, and he'll stop at about the 8-yard line. PAT, no good, 55-12. The score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We'll take a break, be back in 30 seconds with more of the Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance fourth quarter, 4:45 left on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com, along with SVI Media and K9 Radio.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Well, we'll hand out the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game after the completion of this contest. The clock starting to roll again down to 4:35 as both teams come out for the kickoff. Pinedale kicking off after that touchdown run by Connor Ziegler. His second of the day, got one in the third quarter. And Pinedale's been able to move the chains a little bit against this Mountain View JV, but it was just 21 yards in the entire first half for those Wranglers. And then Thomas Harnack and Gatlin Eggle both going down, their 2 wingbacks on the season, leading in rushers behind Colby White. Certainly a bad scene. Schofield fields it at the 20-yard line, still on his feet as he bounces out to the left sideline to the 35. He's brought down. Under 4 minutes to play. Here comes at least one more time the Mountain View Buffs for perhaps their final drive of the day. 3:49. They take the field as well. We'll mark it at, and marked at the 41-yard line. Shotgun formation, and 2 receivers either side. Man in motion to the left side. Peterson under center, hands off to Collins. Going to the right, to the 40-yard line. Breaks through one tackle at the 45, and past the 45 to about the 46 or 47, depending on the spot here. A good little run on a delayed handoff there. Nice draw play. Got the defense opened up in the middle. Good blocking. And about 3:12 left. The ball is marked at the 47-yard line. A pickup there of 6 yards for Collins. 67 yards on 4 carries for Collins. Snap. Again, handoff Collins, left side, stiff arms a man at the 45 to the 50, racing for the sideline, spins around, stiff arms another man down to the ground as he went out of bounds. Ball marked, depending on where he went out of bounds, they say at the 39-yard line, and that's a pickup of 14 yards for Collins. What a nice little move there. He's got 81 yards on a couple of stiff arms there. 2nd and 1 on the 39-yard line. 2.5 minutes to play here. Another first down, and that just about do it, depending on how quick they continue to run. 4 receivers, 3 to the right side, 1 man in the back. Peterson keeps it at the 40-yard line. He's still on his feet, down to the 38-yard line. And he gets the 1 yard needed and about 5 more on the play. He's tackled down at the 44-yard line, down to the 38-yard line on the play. So pickups of 6 yards on the carry. 9 yards for Peterson on the couple of carries. Shotgun formation, ball at the 38. 1st and 10, and a handoff to the right side. Luke Branson takes it on the wide receiver end around. Flag comes flying down as Branson is pushed out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Probably a holding call to bring that back, though. Clock is stopped at 1:45. That's one of the 4 things that can stop this one running clock. 4:51 in the PM as we close down these final moments, we'll have some post-game recap of the stats, the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game, and get you set for tomorrow's volleyball contest. It is against Mountain View and brings the play back, so negate that run by Branson for a first down and instead make it first and long of about 15 yards at the 43-yard line. Shotgun farm as the clock continues to move, now down to 140. Shotgun, two receivers either side, direct snap to Collins. Races up the middle, gets hogtied at the 43-yard line, so a no gain on the play. 81 yards for Collins, and clock running down. Into the game, checking in, Josh Cushing. And he replaces Tel Malone on the offensive line. 4 receivers for Mountain View, down to 114, taking their time on these final plays. It's a cold one out there. It's been windy all day. Rain comes and goes. And it's been mostly cloud cover here in week 5 of the season. Mountain View will move to 5-0 on this season. Quarterback keeper by Peterson. Works his way forward for a gain of 2 yards, and we're down to the final minute of play. Give him 2 on the play, and that's 11 yards on 3 carries for Peterson. Down to 43 seconds left as they come to the line, and it's third down and, let's say, 13 to go. Ball on the 41-yard line, last play of the game, we would presume, barring turnover. Even in that case, the clock still runs, so that may be it. Under center for the first time all day is Mountain View, and it has Peterson taking a knee. That's it. The game is over. Mountain View advances on to 5-0 on the season. Pinedale falls to 2-2 in the conference record and 2-3 overall on the season. Now let's take a 3-minute break. We will be back with post-game coverage next on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football. 55-0, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. The Come On In of Casper. When it comes time to cheer on your Buffs or Eagles at state, the Come On In is your best bet for a great night's stay. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. General Manager Dennis Lynch invites you to come and experience a community-driven dealership. Evanston Regional Hospital. Quality health care close to home. Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light blinking? Don't guess at what the problem is. Take it to Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And Achieve Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. No excuses, just results. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cooked my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Welcome back to the post-game coverage here at Mountain View High School. Jake Hibbard joining you on the collaboration between MyLocalRadio.com and SVI Media. Appreciation to Zach running the TriCaster today. Preston Bush back in the studio, keeping us online at KNY on 99.1 FM. Well, 55-12 was the final score here on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View improves to 5-0 on the season, and let's take a look at their total numbers. Well, coming into the season, they averaged 420 yards per game, 43.8 points. Their high point output was 52, so that was a 52-6 win over Big Piney. They have now bested that with a 55-12 win, their new highest offensive output of the day. And yardage-wise, they came a little bit shy of their season average of 420. They finished with 397 yards without playing their varsity the entire second half, so that's a good reason for why that was playing out like it did. On the ground, Mountain View finishes with 337 yards, 60 passing yards, 4-4 throwing for Braden Walk. Completed 2 to Brigham Blue Mel for 27 yards and 2 to Caleb Knutson for 33 yards. Again, 4-4 for Braden Walk. Tyler Peterson came in with 11 yards in the second half rushing as the quarterback. Tanner Collins got 81 yards on 6 carries and a touchdown. Also had a fumble in the second half, and Luke Branson had a carry, as did Tyler Stoddard. Brigham Blue Mel took 1 carry, 43 yards to the house. That was his lone touchdown of the day. Braden Walk scored 3 times, all on the ground, so that puts his total on the ground for 9 rushing touchdowns to 7 through the air. He had 59 yards on 5 carries. Kimball Madsen, just 8 carries today, but 136 yards on the day, 3 touchdowns as well. So the drives for Mountain View today went touchdown, 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 touchdown. That was the first quarter. And the second quarter was touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. And then in the third quarter, they got a touchdown on a 1-play, 48-yard drive by Tanner Collins, a fumble by Collins later in the third, and then their only drive of the fourth quarter ran out of time, just kind of ran a play and then took a knee on 3rd down and long to end that drive. Well, on the Pinedale side of things, we'll get to them in just a minute, but let's give you the individual stats. Actually, no, we already did that. So now let's move on to Pinedale. They had 0 yards of offense in the first quarter, 21 at halftime. They had 132 in the game, 136 in the game, 132 on the ground, 4 through the air on 1 of 4 passing for Connor Ziegler. Completed a pass to Thomas Harnack, who unfortunately went down injured following that play. Gatlin Eggle finishes with a couple of carries for 10 yards, and Connor Ziegler 65 yards, both of the scores on 20 carries. Colby White 15 carries for 21 yards, and the drives for Pinedale went 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, fumble, 3 and out, 3 and out. That's the first quarter. And then a turnover on downs in the second, and a 3 and out, and then an end of half drive where they got a first down finally on their last play of that second half, and then they got a 6-yard touchdown and a 2-yard touchdown in the third and fourth quarters, respectively. 55-12, again, the final score. And time now for the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. Well, as we were running through those drives, in the first quarter, Mountain View scored on 2 plays, 3 plays, 1 play, and then 1 play. So in all, they had a 28-0 lead after 12 minutes of play, and they'd run 7 plays of offense. So let's go ahead and give it to that whole unit. Can't be much more precise than that with 7 plays and 4 touchdowns in the first quarter for Mountain View. Again, 55-12, the final. We'll leave it right there. Thank you for listening in, whether it was through SVI, My Local Radio, or KNYN 99.1. It was a super simulcast today. Mountain View will be on the road next week, about 6 miles down the road, for Lyman's homecoming. That game set to kick off at 1 p.m. I'll be on air with pregame coverage at 12:20 p.m. I'll be also in Big Piney tomorrow for a 1 o'clock first serve scheduled of Big Piney taking on the Mountain View volleyball program. Until then, thanks to Zach running the TriCaster, Preston back in the studio. I'm Jake Hibbard. We'll see you next time.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Mountain View Buffaloes Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Mountain View broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Buffs!